He's touring all over Europe right now. We're very honoured all the way from Melbourne. Please give it for Aidan at Taco Joe's. Give it up for him. What's up, everyone? Hey, bro. Hope you guys are good. I am from Australia, that's right. I'm half Colombian as well, actually. Thank you. Where I come from, my mum's Australian. She was backpacking around South America when she was 22, and then she came back to Australia and she found out she was pregnant when she got back to Australia. Brutal. Like, is anyone else cocaine babies, or? She fucked up, man. That's brutal. I love my mum, don't get me wrong, my mum's amazing, but can we agree that's dumb as fuck? Unprotected sex in Colombia in the late 80s, oh my god. She's so lucky I'm not AIDS. For real, I could have killed her instead of just ruined her dreams. She used to yell at me when I was a kid. She'd get angry and be like, Aidan, why do you make these stupid decisions? And I was like, wait, what was that? Bareback backpacker? Tell me why I'm dumb again? Like, this is why you're dumb. This here, me. 27-year hangover, you fucked up, lady. That was a good laugh. Keep it up, bro. I got, my grandparents are awesome as well. I love my grandparents. They're, my grandma's a poet. She released a book of poetry. She's amazing. My grandpa, he's a farmer, so they live on a farm, but he makes his own homebrew and grows fruit trees, and they live on this farm together in a house they built 53 years ago with their bare hands. How fucking sick is that? They're killing it. They stole their hands off a bear and built a house with it. Like, what have you done? No, they're gonna die, man. It's sad. They are. No, I wish they wouldn't, but you know, old people, they're stubborn. So, make their minds up. My grandpa told me that they were gonna die. When I was 10, he was telling me about his homebrew, and he goes, mate, I bought a big bunch of hops for me homebrew, and I reckon they will see me out. Isn't that wild? That's kind of crazy, right? He's saying, like, I've got enough hops to last me until I die. Like, what did he say to the dude in the store after he finished that transaction? Like, well, mate, I guess this is goodbye. Like, every time he makes a major purchase, he crosses a name out of his phone book. That's intense, isn't it? I think about that, like, if you were gonna die, do you reckon you'd say goodbye to everyone? If your doctor was like, you got a month left, deal with it. Do you go around saying goodbye to all your friends? Because it's nice, but my fear would be the month passes and you don't die. Yeah. That's embarrassing. You've already said goodbye. That's what Jesus did, that same shit, didn't he? Kind of an asshole. Everyone was like, Jesus, we love you, thank you. 3 days later, I forgot my coat. Wait, go away. And then, like, did you guys hear that story about the lady in the States who, it's about 10 years ago, she made a grilled cheese sandwich and it came out looking like the Virgin Mary? And she sold it on eBay for $28,000. I liked it like that. You would assume that means the grilled cheese sandwich looked a lot like the Virgin Mary. That must have been a great likeness. Or maybe the Virgin Mary just looked a lot like a grilled cheese sandwich. Like, that's why she was a virgin, you know? It wasn't that she wasn't trying. She was out there in the clubs every day, doing the Abraham, like, trying to fucking get some. And everyone was just like, ugh, fucking mozzarella Mary over here, fucking sandwich Sally, no thank you. That was tough, man. That was real tough for her. I went back to my hometown though. I went back to, I grew up in Adelaide in Australia. I went back over Christmas. I met an old mate of mine I used to smoke weed with back in the day. Found out this dude lost a finger. It's so good because he was working in a bar polishing a wine glass and it smashed and it cut the tendon in his finger. Brutal, right? And after 13 operations and like 2 years of trying, they couldn't fix it and it was stuck like that. His finger was stuck forever. And so they took it off out of convenience, also as a warning to the other fingers. That's important, right? You're like, if you fuck up, you are off the team. Even the thumbs, especially the fucking thumbs. And now his hand is stuck forever in the 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink position. How good is that? What do you guys call it over here? The shocker, the barracuda, the Bosnian pistol. And I think that's maybe the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I feel bad. Look, you've got to feel bad for the guy a little bit because it's hard to go through, but it's not that bad, is it? Like, he's not in a wheelchair, he's still white, he's going to be fine, I reckon. Just can't do finger puppets anymore. And when he gets married, they'll have to glue the ring onto the stump, isn't it? Gets divorced, they're like, we'll just take the whole finger, sorry mate. He's in the hotel room, oh, she's never coming back. Fucking loser. So when I'm 27, I really thought I thought that I would be better by now. By 27. Like I thought that as I got older, I thought the sex thoughts would go away, which is not proving to be the case. I actually did a gig a couple of years ago. There were 2 guys in the front that were like 45 or so, and when I said I thought the sex thoughts would go away, they were like. One of them goes, "No, bro, it doesn't go away. It just gets weirder." There was an old lady behind them who went, "Yeah, a lot weirder." Which is terrifying, isn't it? Because I like sex. I love sex. It's a great way to meet new people. That's good. It gets expensive, but it's an investment. And I used to be really insecure about it because, I mean, I still am insecure. I've just accepted that that's not going away. You know, we'll deal with it. I met this girl when I was 20 and I was crazy about it. She was amazing. And I got so in my head about, like, I wanted the sex to be so good the first time we had sex that I couldn't get hard when we went to have sex for the first time. Thank you for your support. It was embarrassing, man. It sucked. She didn't deal with it very well. She was like, "What the fuck? Am I not pretty enough for you? What the fuck is wrong with you?" And even after that encouragement, I still couldn't get hard. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, especially because now that's the only thing that gets me hard, isn't it? That's what I need, man. Bit of emotional torment, punch in the face, fuck yeah. It was like she thought my dick was a Marine at basic training. Like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're an embarrassment!" He's gonna jump up. "Sorry, sir." And I went to a dick doctor because I was crazy about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do it by myself. I don't know if dick doctor is a real thing. So basically, like, it was a doctor who looked at my dick. So I was like, "Dick doctor, yeah, that's this guy." Like, I think any doctor can be a dick doctor if you show him your dick. Doctor of journalism, fucking show him a picture. You're qualified now. And it was just hard because most of my mates were dumb. They were 20, I was 20, we were all fucking idiots. And I'm trying to tell my friends, like, I'm trying to get some advice. I'm like, "I really like this girl and I couldn't get hard." And my mates are just like, "Oi, maybe you're gay, bro." I'm like, trying to be fucking serious, dude. They're like, "Yeah, seriously, gay." Gay. That's how young dudes talk to each other, isn't it? These are the leaders of tomorrow. We're fucked. And the doctor sat me down and he explained to me the way the nervous system works is it's a fight or flight response. So he said, like, if there's blood in your dick, that's when you got a boner. It's like, goes up, and if you're feeling nervous or anxious about something, your body thinks you're going to have to run away or fight. It's a really instinctive thing, and it takes the blood and puts it in those parts of your body for running and fighting. And he said it takes the blood away from your dick because obviously, mate, you can't fight with your dick. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but when someone tells me I can't do something, I'm like, "Fuck you, bro." I googled dick fight, which is a low point. Urban Dick dictionary defines a dick fight as when two guys stand across from each other, hold their dicks together, rub them together, and the person who comes first is the loser. Isn't that fucking dumb? Having an orgasm like a fucking loser! You gonna come, you little nerd? But he gave me 4 Viagras, prescribed 4 Viagras, no condoms, 4 Viagras. I think that was his way of saying, mate, you've got more problems than we have time for right now, and I'm not giving you a hug, I'm not your dad. It really bummed me out when that girl broke up with me, we broke up, and then fucking, this was like, for about a month, this is how devastated I was. I was writing poetry. That's brutal, isn't it? That's when you know you're in a bad spot, right? Writing poetry is one step away from performing poetry. And that's fucked. Poetry's fine, but it's far down on the hierarchy of, you know, we all know, right? It goes stand-up comedy, yeah, sketch, improv, poetry, interpretive dance, human statue. What a load of fucking garbage that is. Human statue. Learn to dance, dude. At minimum. What's that? A career? Fuck off. Get out of my society. I really love that you guys come out to comedy, man. It's awesome. This is like my favourite thing in the world. I love stand-up comedy, I love doing it, and it's great when people come out because it's such a risk. Like, comedy when it's great, it's the best. But when it's bad, it's a nightmare. Like, bad comedy is that whenever you go out to comedy, it's like, this could be the worst night of my life. And I love that. I did a gig when about a year into comedy, and it was a restaurant and it was a music night, and me and my mates were like, can we do comedy? And they were like, if you have to. Like. And 4 minutes in, I'm bombing and I have one joke left, and it was right at the start, so it was a wanking joke, was my last joke, and it was families sitting around having dinner, and I'm like, this will get them back. This was the joke. I said, my housemate caught me masturbating. There's not a lot you can say in that situation. All I could think of in the heat of the moment was, shh, go back to sleep. It's brutal, huh? It is a joke, he didn't wake up, don't worry, I'm fine. So I did that joke, and complete silence in the families and everything, but at the back of the room, a baby started crying. So, before I finish, I've got a show at Comedy Cafe Berlin tomorrow at 6 p.m. I would love it if you guys would come. If you buy tickets online, they're $8.50, but if you use the code AndySucks, they're $7. Andy Sucks because the show is about this guy I lived with in London who was a con man. He told people that he owned our flat and then took their money. He wasn't the landlord, but just said he was. I wrote a blog about him every week in secret, and he got arrested for fraud. So, that was Andy, and he sucked. If you guys come, but I'm just going to tell you guys one more story. Okay, so do you ever get, like, I feel like most of my thoughts are pretty normal, but every now and then, you know those weird thoughts that you get that it's almost like a different voice in your head that comes out of nowhere and you're like, oh, don't do that. You know those ones? You catch it and you're like, probably don't tell anyone that. Like, I'll be in the kitchen with my housemate cooking, chopping veggies over here, and I hear a voice in my head go, you could stab him if you wanted. Just like, keep chopping, you're like... But the voice comes back, go on, he'd be dead before you started crying. No one thinks you can do it, pussy. At that point, I'm so scared, I just drop the knife and go, no, I don't want to stab anyone! Trying to make it feel safe, that's important. And I'm really trying to deal with that kind of stuff, is what I want to say, because I've learned from meditation that if you have bad thoughts, don't push them down, they come back, it's worse. You got to accept that stuff and allow it to move through you if you have a negative thought, like anger or anything. And I get really angry when I clean my house because I can't help but imagine what I would do to the people who made the mess in the first place. It's like a fantasy. I'm scrubbing like, which is bad to walk in on, but not as bad as... That's like, whew, never going to find the body. Great. So one of my housemates, he has a cat, and he doesn't clean his cat food tins out before he puts them in the recycling bin. And a few weeks ago, I'm cleaning the flat, and there's maggots in the recycling bin from the cat food tins. Fucked up. But I remembered my meditation, don't push it down, accept it. So as I cleaned that rubbish bin out with hot water and bleach, I allowed myself to imagine just holding his fucking head under the water and pushing it down. I've got like his hair. He's balding, but I've got a good tuft. And I'm pushing it down. It's hurting my hand. The water's hot, but it's hurting him more, you know. He's screaming. He's like, I can see the water going down in the thing because he's trying to drink it to save himself. And I'm like, don't drink that, mate. That's bleach. That'll kill you. You would know that if you ever did any fucking cleaning. Meditation, man, I'm telling you. Thank you guys very much. You've been really lovely.